Good morning, traders. Gates Adams here with GACTradingPro.com. It's a little bit before open. Most of you, if you're here, you probably know that this is my first day actually trading here on screen. And, well, I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm a hell of a lot of things, but whatever. This is going to be fun. This is going to be exciting. This is going to be... well, hopefully everything but a train wreck. So here we go. Real quick, I want to go ahead and pop this up here. As I'm sure and I hope that you know, trading involves risk. Please know what you're doing before you move forward with trading. I am not here to teach you how to trade. I'm not here to do anything other than put myself kind of in the limelight, so to speak. Hang on. Let me make sure that this is all visual and visible. Here we go. That's going to take a second to catch up. Anyway, so just know what you're doing before you move forward. Don't rely on me to teach you what you need to know. Know what you need to know. So anyway, let's jump on in here, and I'll pull up my charts so we can kind of take a look here as open kind of happens. Now, I mentioned the other day, I guess on Sunday, that I'm probably not going to take any trades today. I am looking for some specific setups, and I'm going to take some screenshots as we go through this process here. And I'm going to treat the screenshots as if they were trades that I took in terms of when I wrap up here. If you're in the backstage area and you want to watch the replays, not the replays, but the recaps, I'm going to use the screenshots for now until I actually start taking trades. Now, of course, I'm in Sim, so my account here, Sim 101. I am not trading real money yet. In fact, when I get into trading real money, it will be through Apex Trader Funding. I'm not going to put up my own cash because, well, if you've followed me for any period of time, you know what happens when I do that. And the whole point of this is that I have every bit of belief and faith that by not having to put my money on the line and utilizing a service like Apex Trader Funding, I can get past some of my barriers that I have here to trading. So I'm not going to sit here and talk for 2.5 hours. I'll lose my voice. Plus, I'm not that chatty. I can be, but I'm not intending to be. And my trade setups really have nothing to do with what your trade setups might be. I'm using a strategy that I think is going to work well for me. If your chart looks completely different, well, I expect it. If your chart looks the same, it's probably, oh my goodness, and there's open. Probably because we're trading different strategies. Excuse me, unless you're trading Apex strategies, then this might be meaningless to you in terms of the chart itself. However, I'm really hoping that the actual process in and of itself, and as I work through my, like I said, quote-unquote demons, might hopefully provide some guidance and maybe a roadmap for you if you, in fact, experience similar types of demons as well. It has been... I think about 7 years since I traded with any consistency. So I'm pretty choppy when it comes to moving around my charts. I'm not really in the flow. And I did this intentionally. I committed to doing this. I think I first went public about 6 weeks ago saying that I'm going to trade live on camera. And yes, I could have paper traded during that time. I could have gotten into charts at that time. I could have done all the things that I'm probably going to be doing over the course of at least the next few days, and really smooth some of the process out. But the intention here was not to make it look nice and smooth and pretty, create this pretty picture. It's to be very raw and let you see, the process that I'm going through, really from start to finish, which includes getting comfortable with charts again. A lot of people like to make things look nice and smooth, but I don't think that serves the purpose that I'm going for here. In fact, if we're being honest, Have I really defined the purpose here? I have a pretty good idea. I hope you do too, but we're not necessarily working with, I don't have the experience. I'm not teaching something that I know deeply and intensely well. I'm going to mess up. I'm going to get frustrated. You're probably going to hear me say some bad words on camera. We're all adults here, I hope. So if that happens and it bothers you, I'm sorry. If it happens and it doesn't bother you, then, well, there you go. So, but the whole point of this is to be as clear and real as possible. If you're further advanced than I am, then awesome. If you're about where I am or not quite as far, then, hopefully this serves as a means of helping you find a path that helps you get to where you want to go. And I think that's really what it all boils down to. So, anyway, what I'm trading is YM, which are the Dow Minis. I got a lot of stuff on my charts that if you're not an Apex trader probably won't make a whole heck of a lot of sense, as I mentioned before, but who cares? Again, it's not about teaching you how to trade my way. My way doesn't really exist yet. But just seeing the process and the growth and development. I know a lot of people like to trade those first couple of minutes right as the day opens. I don't know. That seems pretty dicey to me. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of rhyme or reason to what's going on. Again, that may be lack of experience talking. Doesn't matter. I haven't seen anything that would qualify as a setup for me anyway. But nonetheless, that just quick bounce and fast movement, and I'd like to be able to kind of see what's going on before I jump in. I still haven't quite figured out the comments on this thing. I'm trying to figure out... there's my live stream. I saw the other day that there was somewhere where I could see comments on here, but I'm not seeing it right now. Excuse me. Well... Hopefully I can kind of get that figured out as we move along. Well, we'll come back to that. I'd really like to get the comments thing figured out because I'd like to be interactive with you guys. Yeah. Maybe if I'm actually on my Facebook page, I'll be able to see it. Obviously, I'm operating on multiple screens here. Alright, let's get back over in here and see what things look like on this side. Hey, look at that, I'm streaming. I don't know. Maybe if you are on Facebook and make a comment, I'll be able to see it. So at this point, I honestly have no idea if anybody's even watching or on the stream at this point, which is okay. There's no minimum or maximum number of people that need to be on here for me to do this. I'm doing it anyway. There you go. I figure if nobody's on today, maybe I'll get one tomorrow, 2 or 3 on Wednesday, and by the end of the week, yeah, maybe we'll be into double digits. Maybe everybody's just going to log in at the end of the day and just watch the recast because it's not 2.5 hours long. I say 2.5 hours and maybe 2 hours. What I was doing before was I was typically trading up until about 11:30 or 12 market times. I am, by the way, in Central Time, but if you see any times on my computer anywhere, it shows East Coast time, simply because that's market time. Normally, I would be in a trade room that I have access to through Apex, but, you know, Murphy's Law and all, technical difficulties, I can't seem to get in. So I'll address that later. I won't be streaming that when I have that up and running. I will have buds in just out of respect to them. I don't want to necessarily stream something that, you know, is a paid product to the general public. It's just not appropriate. So anyway, I'm sure you can understand that. Okay. Nope, didn't quite make it. Comments like that, I don't even know how to explain. I know what I'm looking for. and so that may not mean anything to you, but it's just me going through my processes. Oh, is it wanting to push through? We're getting a bounce. No, maybe not. Hey, here's an idea. Maybe I should be posting on my Facebook page that I'm going live at a certain time instead of just telling you in the last video, hoping you saw it, showing up for this one. Had that thought already, just didn't execute it because, you know, I was trying to get in the right headspace this morning for all of this. Who knew watching somebody paper trade for the first time in a long time would be so exciting, huh? I know that's not what this is about. If you've watched anybody trade, you know that there's a lot of downtime. Well, hell, if you've traded, you know there's a lot of downtime. So let's see if my market reads have any validity. I might be expecting a bounce off of this little blue line right here and a pushback up to this dotted white line up here if things kind of go as, well, possibly expected. Let's see here. And again, do not take that as any sort of expert advice. I don't know shit. I'm just trying to figure out, based on the stuff that I've learned, what is actually meaningful. Nope. Well, it's pushing through. No, I guess it is not going to bounce. Maybe off this one. See? That's why you don't trade what I trade. You let me figure some shit out, you do your thing, and there we go. Oh, my goodness. Oh, well. That might have been a decent little trade setup over there. It happened pretty quickly, and my fingers are not so quick right now. But right there could have been a nice little scalp. Not quite what I was looking for. Certainly not something I would have actually taken. But we're going to test this level and bounce back up right here. We just tested it a minute ago. Nope. By the way, just so you have a general idea of what I'm looking for in terms of jumping into a trade, like I said, probably not going to do it today. But down in this section, you see where this little yellow line is here. I'm looking for, down in this section, in order for me to take a trade, I would have to see basically something that's about 5 times that thick with a kind of a mixture between red, orange, and yellow. So, if I don't see that, it's not a trade I would take. Well, I certainly wouldn't take every trade that shows it. That is a precursor. We'll see one at some point. I'll show you. Now, where we are right now, I was advised not to take anything right there around settlement based on what I'm, based on the trade that I'm doing. So even if we got something that looked really good right here, I wouldn't take it because there's settlement right there. Take that for what it's worth. Don't take it as advice. All right, I'll stop doing that. Like the location of this. This might be something that could be a setup right here by these two little white lines, but not this time. Oh, holy crap, I can embed the stream. Maybe I'll just do this live from my page. Oh, holy crap, I can embed the stream. Maybe I'll just do this live from my... There we go. Hit my playback, which was muted. I wanted to make sure I wasn't muted so that you guys could actually hear me. Nope. Still no comments. I don't know where that went. This seems to be significant. We're going to bounce? Maybe not. This has a potential to be what would be an entry. If so, I'd get in. Nope, I would not get in. There you go. If it tests this white line here again, it might be. Again, let's have a look. Oh, close to settlement anyway. There we go. I'm just going to put this right here for a minute. Let's see what happens. This first. Ouch. I need a better chair. And that'll be on the list here at some point. Okay, so we're coming back up to this little line right here. That one right there. I think she's coming down. I think she's ready for an entry. Again, not one I'm going to take, but I'm getting ready to screenshot this baby, because if this is the one, then it's not the one. Didn't get the entry. All right. Oof. There's a lot of garbage up here. Seems to be struggling to get past there. A lot of resistance. enough resistance apparently. Keep testing this line here. What about this time? Breakthrough? Yep, there it goes. And here we are at settlement, so no thank you very much. All right, guys, I'm going to take a quick break. I drink a lot of coffee. I drink a lot of water. So you do the math. I'll be back in a minute. Luis, what's going on, buddy? Appreciate you showing up. At least I know I can see the comments. That's exciting. It's been too long. I don't know, what's it been since about 2019 since we saw each other? All right. There we go. Let me go back over here and see if they actually show up on this side. Yeah, still nothing. I don't know. Figured the comment thing out. All right. Let's see how we're looking here. Do we want to test that again? Nope. We want to break through. Barely. Uh-oh. My feed frozen? No, it's not. I guess I'm frozen. No. Alright. Oh, there we go. I guess I was just standing still. I guess there's about a 2-second delay, and I didn't see myself moving in my feed. Chart was moving, just not me. That's a little unnerving. It's like a glitch in the Matrix. There it is. Because you're wondering what I'm looking at here, this is my 10-tick diagnostic chart on here. This is a 30-tick. So, same market, same movement, different perspective. I don't probably necessarily need to have this one up because what is significant on here does show up over here, but it's just helping me get a little bit more comfortable in confirming what I'm seeing and understanding it, so I have them both up for now. Little yellow down here, just not the whole big fiery shebang, which is ultimately what I'm looking for. You'll understand at some point here in a few minutes why I call it a fiery shebang. It'll make sense. Just gonna scroll back and make sure everything is showing up how it should be. We should see some of those. There we go. That's what I'm looking for when I talk about the big flame right there. See that? All right, so let's get back over here. So I would need to see one of those to make a trade. Or to take a trade, I should say. There's other stuff that I'm looking at, but that's critical factor number one. Without that, no entry. Yeah, I guess we'll just go over here. Switch to water. Better for you anyway. We're about an hour in today. This is probably a good reminder that if you're not going to be on here live and you want to kind of still see what's going on and not have to sift through a couple hours worth of me standing here staring at a screen, I do have the Backstage Pass where I'm going to take a look at the day in just a few minutes every day and kind of review what happened, deal with any trades that I took or any potential trades that I might have taken, as I'm probably going to be doing here the first couple of days. I'm calling it my Backstage Pass. If you're wanting to have access to that, it is free if you go to my homepage, which is gactradingpro.com. Scroll down and you'll see where you can just click the button to get free access to the Backstage Pass, and you just enter your name and email address and you'll get login access. Every day when I'm done, I will do my recap. I will video that instead of streaming it live and capture that, and I will upload it to that page, that Backstage page. And you can watch basically all of this exciting stuff boiled down to about 5 to 7 minutes probably. I don't know. We'll see how long they actually take. With some very specific commentary on the important things that happen through the day, instead of just me playing guesswork, trying to remember all the stuff that I learned from my market reading course that I just took through Apex Investing, which is, I don't know if they're going to call it a sister company of Apex Trader Funding, but it's Daryl and John, and that's kind of where it all started. So anyway, hey, look at that. Got a couple people on here. Thank you and welcome. If you're here, shoot me a quick comment. I want to make sure the comments are working right. I would love to hear from you. Hey, look at that. It's growing. I honestly didn't think anybody'd be here live for day one. I forgot to post the time. I mean, I know I mentioned it on Sunday when I did my live, but I really need to go in and and be a little bit better marketer, I guess. Cole Sam, or is it Sam? Is it Sam or is it Cole? Hey, buddy, how you doing? Robert Browning. Hey, thanks, buddy. I appreciate you being here. You have been just such a vocal level of support. I can't thank you enough for that. In case you couldn't tell, I'm nervous. Sam, there we go. Okay, thank you, Sam. A little nervous about this whole process, and I'm trying not to just jabber on for 2 hours and sound like I know what I'm talking about. Because guess what, guys? If you've been following, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to figure it out right there along with some of you guys. But anyway, having you guys on here means so much to me. This is the motivation that's going to keep me going, get me funded, get me paid, and I want to hear about your guys' journey as well, and see you guys experience a lot of the same exciting stuff. So keep it up. Yeah, good to see you too, Robert. Thank you, buddy. All right. Robert, are you trading right now too? We're doing it together. It's what you're telling me. Heck, maybe I'm even getting some comments on my YouTube feed. I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to keep track of all of these. But right now, if you're watching me on YouTube and you want to comment, jump over to facebook.com/GACTradingPro. Yes, sir, Robert. Awesome. Are you trading Apex, Robert, or are you trading something else? Strategy-wise. chattering. I need to be watching my screen. Let's see here. So this is at 33.9. Okay. That's not that guy there, but same guy, same level. You were? Okay. So does my screen make sense to you? Do you know do you know what all I'm looking at? Awesome. Awesome. I am so not in a place where I can use my own trading system. I have to rely on the experience of those who've come before me. One day maybe, but let's be honest, probably not. I'm going to stick with what has worked for so many. That's awesome. Just got my text reminder from Apex Trader Funding. If you are looking at getting a funded or an evaluation for a funded account, today at midnight, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time ends. 90% off, guys. That's huge. I mean, that's a few bucks for an evaluation for at least some of the lower cost ones. If that's where you are right now and that's something that you're looking at, I have never seen them offer 90% off. Actually, I know for a fact they've never offered 90% off since day one because I've been here since the beginning. So if you are interested in funding, now is the time. Go grab one of those. I will, hold on, let me actually grab my link. I promise I'm not going to just be this overly aggressive, go grab this stuff here, but if you need the link, guess what the link does? The link is specific to me, and it means that I get compensated if you buy one if you have not already been within their system. If you've already been in their system, no harm, no foul, but this is actually what I do for a living now. I've been promoting them and now trading. So, all right, Robert, have a great one. I'm going to go ahead and paste this link here. So if you do decide that you need an evaluation, go grab it there. Oh, also use coupon code GAC50 to make sure you get that 90% off. Coupon code. All right, in case somebody comes back and goes, what the heck is GAC50? It's my coupon code. You need that for the discount. All right. Well, Robert, I sure appreciate you coming in and joining us for a bit. Hope you have a very wonderful and productive appointment. And we will connect in a little while. All right. All right, jibber jabber done. Let's see if we can get something that resembles an entry. Oh, thought it might bounce there. Clearly I was wrong. very strong up here, but Mark, welcome. All right, Mark. Right now, I am paper trading, so the answer is technically 0. This is my first day back in after, well, quite some time. I have kind of stepped away from trading, and this is kind of my evolution back into the whole thing. So anyway, I use trading system that I have learned from Apex Investing, company that is, that I kind of had a hand in helping start. A good friend of mine, Daryl Martin, is the founder and CEO, and he is the he's the only real, I hate the word guru, but one of those trading guru guys. But anyway, he's taught thousands of people how to trade successfully. I've watched it in real time and really just had some hesitation moving in myself. But anyway, targets are going to depend on market. I'm trying to get a little bit more developed in overall market read. So these lines here, these dashed lines here, these solid lines here, these solid lines here, these all mean different things based on the indicators, the way that they're set up. And so those are going to be the determining factors on where I set targets. Initially, as I go through this, I'm typically going to be just looking at a little 9-tick scalp on anything, and then as I get a little bit more comfortable and a little bit more developed, I will be looking at trading based on those target levels. So that's the long answer to a short question, but as you know, that's probably a pretty in-depth question. There's so many factors that come into play to that. And again, I'm no expert. I'm just kind of trying to get my sea legs, so to speak. So the fact is, I'm probably going to be using a lot of bad jargon and verbiage that doesn't mean anything to anybody but myself. And if I do, feel free to correct me. It's not going to hurt my feelings. But anyway, I hope that kind of gives you a general idea of answering your question. So, anyway, but thank you for coming in. Thank you for joining me. It's just exciting to actually see people that care. So, welcome. Still a whole lot of nothing. So, I've known Daryl for, I was working this out the other day, probably met him in 2000, so 22, 23 years or so. And I've watched him develop as a trader and then as an educator and all of the things that he does. One of the things that he says probably more often than anything else is you get paid to be patient. Obviously in reference to trading. So I'm trying to be patient. I don't want to do anything that looks marginal. I'm trying to make the best decisions here. Here we are, a little over an hour in. And we haven't seen anything that looks like an entry, so I'm being patient. Wise words from a wise man. You get paid to be patient. Jan, good morning. Hey, my goodness. I didn't know you traded. I see all your comments and your likes on there. I sure appreciate them, but I had no clue you traded. So my main chart right here is a 10-minute chart, and then I've got this for additional confirmation as a 30-minute chart. A lot of what I have over here gets printed onto this chart just to kind of help keep everything more or less visually in one spot. So awesome. Well, welcome. That's so cool. Man, God, how long has it been since I've seen you? I was living in Houston with Jimmy, so that had to have been 99. Have I not seen you in 20? I guess I haven't seen you in 20 plus years. That's crazy. Amazing how time flies. Well, I hope this is helpful and meaningful to you. Yeah, almost 25 years, huh? You still keeping in touch with Jimmy? I see him on Facebook from time to time. That's probably about the extent of it. Heck, I thought I was just going to get to be a better trader. Who knew I was going to get to reconnect with some old friends? I love it. Even better. There she goes. Whew. Not a lot in between here and there. We're going to go all the way up. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, Jimmy seems to be enjoying his powder. I bet he's loving this time of year. And here it is. Are you still in Houston? I'm out in the Austin area now. It was almost 80 degrees yesterday. Crazy. January 2nd, almost 80 degrees. I don't even know what it's looking like today. It'll be probably warm again. Are you? You're in Georgia now? Awesome. My brother went to school in Georgia. The limited experience I had with Georgia, the biggest thing that I remember is it might have been more humid than Houston, which is saying a lot. Yeah, he was definitely always an outdoorsy guy, but it seems like he's all snow patrol these days. He loves that Colorado mountain lifestyle. I can't say I blame him. Maybe we will land somewhere around these two. Maybe. Looks like it's struggling. Uh-oh. Okay, so I wouldn't take this. But we started to see the insights of a little flame down here. So if it went down and hit this reversal here, that would have probably completed the flame. I wouldn't have taken it because up here, there's nothing of significance. If it was like up here or something along those lines, that would add a lot of fuel to the fire. But right here, there just seems to be nothing. So it's not like a real good bounce.
So, looked like it wanted to, but I still think that we got a shot at moving up over here, but we'll see. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Funny story, Jan. I've known Daryl for, 20 plus years. I knew him long before he ever traded. I kind of watched him go through his evolution and become the trader that he is. I'll tell you something about Daryl. That man has a mind like nobody else's I've ever known. The way that he analyzes information and the way that he sees information. I believe the seeing comes from the analysis. But anyway, he's one of those guys that, his brain works like very different from the rest of ours. Anyway, do you remember? I don't know if you remember Mark Skelton. He goes by John. He was another one of the Cutco guys. Anyway, years later, after our Cutco days, I had a mattress shop, and he was his dad had a mattress shop or a furniture shop, and we kind of had gone down the same road, and for a period of time we were working together in the mattress world as well. And anyway, he and that was in Dallas. He went back to San Antonio, and we kept in touch over the years. And one day he called me and he said, "Hey, I've been looking at some trading stuff, and I've been following this guy on YouTube, and he's teaching me all this and that." And anyway, I kind of laughed because years before that I had introduced him to Daryl. We used to always hang out together. And anyway, I said, "Yeah, that's Daryl." And he's like, "Yeah, I know the Daryl's his name." I said, No, that's Daryl. That's that's the Daryl we hung out with." And it was kind of funny. So I connected them, and they got to talking and working together. And eventually, John came on board, and now, years and years and years later, he runs operations for both the education and the funding company. And that's been a very good connection, I think, for both of them. The way they work with each other, the way they bounce off of each other, it's a pretty remarkable thing to see, because they're in a lot of ways very similar, but a lot of different personalities. And I think that those personalities have come together very, very well for them to be able to do what they've done in the world of trading and education and funding. So anyway, I don't know if you remember him, but yeah. Well, if you do any Apex stuff, I'm sure you've heard him on webinars and stuff like that as well. I was in Daryl's wedding. I gave a toast at his wedding that he threatened to get me back for. So I eloped. Okay, maybe that's not really the reason, and I don't know if elope is really the right word, although it's kind of the right word. Anyway, a lot of history there. I'll just say with the toast, what happened in Vegas didn't stay in Vegas. It wasn't horribly inappropriate. Daryl's like a super, super good guy, but it was one of those little embarrassing moments that we all have from time to time. All right. It really is a small world, isn't it? All right. There it goes, there it goes, there it goes. And is it going to peter out like I thought? Now, of course, right here, settlement. So if you've been watching since I opened up, I don't like taking stuff around settlement. I say I don't like taking stuff around settlement. I was advised not to take stuff around settlement. But there's a pretty good chance that we're going to head south right now. But I'm not a gambler. I'm a trader. Well, at least I hope to be. So, can't really call myself a trader until I make money. Can't really say I'm not a gambler, just not when it comes to trading. Let's see here. And if it breaks down, I expect we'll go at least to here. So that would have probably been a good scalp, but for settlement, which I think is going to draw it back up. But if we don't hit back up to there, I think ultimately we would have had a good scalp and even maybe a target down to here. Again, if I got my little flames, but I didn't get my flames. So... well, I would have hit my scalp target. No. Yeah, I would have hit my scalp target already. So that would have been nice. But again, not gambling. We're here to trade. What do you think? ... You know how cool it would be for my first, like, real, hey, I think it's going to do this to actually happen? That'd be pretty motivating. Pull back, gaining steam. Come on, baby. Make me look good. This right here and this right here, I think are kind of the struggling points here. But I still think we got this. Come on, baby. Jan, by the way, since you're doing some Apex stuff, if you haven't done so already, where I'm getting any of this information from and expectation is from Thrive. If you haven't taken the Thrive course, it's unreal. It's absolutely what I wish I'd had 7 years ago when I was trying to do this. Well, when I was really all in trying to do this last time. So there we go. Hit it. Uh-huh. All right. Made me look good. Hit it and blasted through. That's kind of awesome. So for the guy who asked me earlier if you're still on, where I set my targets, where are all my comments? How do I access all of these? Here we go. Boom. Yeah. I guess it's only letting me see the most recent comments for some reason. Anyway, for whoever had asked me about my targets, that would be a target that I would have set had that been an actual proper entry for me, which it wasn't. And basically by seeing what had been going on previously, that's where I would have set my target. Either I would have gotten out here, or once it got here, I would have moved my stop one tick behind this line right here, which is clearly a strong level, and seen about letting it run. Once it got to this one and broke this, I'd have set my stop back here. Anyway, that's for whatever it's worth. That's where I would have gone. Yeah, it's on the Apex site where you go into the sniper area. I think it's the next one or two over to the right. Here, you know what? Let's eyeball this here. Where is my? Oh, come on. Where's my Apex stuff? I'm just gonna go in here. I was already logged in. All right. By the way, the Wealth Summit, the trade that I'm trading. Oh, here we go. Thrive 2021. That's the goods right here. So, for whatever it's worth, it's good stuff. Hey, are you in the trade room, by the way, Jan? Because I'm having a little trouble getting into the trade room for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, I'll get with the guys later, but anyway. Oh, here we go. Okay, it's just the delay. I'm back on my charts now. There we go. Yeah, but for whatever reason, I can't get into the trade room. It's just taking me to an empty room. And I didn't know if it was a me thing or if it was a them thing, or who knows? Who knows what's going on? Let's see here. We don't really seem to have much of anything below here for a little while. So, I don't know. If it passes through there, it'll probably run. Again, pure speculation on my part, but I'm verbalizing and vocalizing this so that basically it helps me kind of get the things together in my head. When I saw this and it hit down here, that's just me confirming that what I learned was helpful. So, you're on my live stream. You get to listen to me jibber jabber however I see fit. Just kidding, guys. I appreciate y'all. Every one of you. I'm going to jump over to YouTube, see if I can see my stream and if there's anybody commenting on there. I think that when I said something about... where am I at? GAC Trading Pro. Come on. There we go. Would help if I could spell. I think that's more of a typing issue than a spelling issue. Hey, look at me, I'm live. Alright, so if we look at my live, we got spelling issues. Hey, look at me, I'm live. Oh, shoot. Alright, so if we look at my live, we got spelling issues. Hey, look at me, I'm live. Oh, shoot. Alright, so if we look at that live, we got... Let's undo that. I'll play around with that later. I'm having a mental flashback to 99 bottles of beer on the wall and the repetition. Can't be doing that. Alright. Oh. Do we want to come back up to this level again? Again, right there at settlement. Again, wouldn't take it around settlement, but if we have another bounce up here, it'll be interesting to see what happens. All right, is my stream frozen? Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, stream is not frozen. Ah. There, I can... Oh, let me mute this baby. There we go. Now I can see all the comments. So, Mark, you were asking about targets. All right, so we did bounce off close. Maybe we're just retracing a little bit and gathering steam to barrel through all of that. Oh, Cole or Sam. By the way, now that I've got access to all the history of comments, you're trading ES right now. I am trading YM. What I'm trading was not recommended for ES. So, again, going with the... oh, there we go. Blast it through. Look at that. Gather a little steam, and off she went. Where's she going? I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know. Bet you right about here. Here or here? What's stronger? I think this is going to be a little stronger than this. I think it'll have a tough time getting past this, but I think this is the draw. Link. Let's see here. You're wet behind the ears. Any prerequisites to learn ES through Apex? Am I saying your name right, Link? Is that correct? Anyway, you know, the Apex site, the education, it's pretty straightforward. You know, it takes you from step A to step B to step C in a pretty logical fashion. As you go through the process, there's kind of their standard trade setups, and that's the foundation for everything. And once you have those down, a lot of people like to go to what they call simplicity. I am not knowledgeable enough on simplicity to comment very specifically about it. I think it takes in a lot of the similar elements to what I'm doing. What I'm doing, okay, great, thank you. What I'm doing is a trade that they've dubbed Lorex, which, oh, we got the little flame down here. So according to this, this would be a possible entry if the bar breaks below here. I wouldn't take it because this right here, the top of the bar, is at a whole lot of nothing. So it might be good for a short scalp, but not something that I would definitely want to trail. But as I'm trying to just really kind of get my chops, I want to take the best of the best, so I'm willing to let something go. Now, look, it disappeared, meaning that it's not an official setup. It won't be an official setup until it breaks this bar. So if it breaks this bar, I would enter at 83, and I would take the scalp at 75. Again, wouldn't do it because I'm floating out here in the middle of nowhere, but if I was to take it, anyway, I wanted to strike while the iron's hot there. And again, Not loving going into settlement, but just so you can kind of see the process of what I'm looking for and everything like that. Although it looks like we may be heading back north, back up to this right here. Anyway, so to continue answering that question, most of the setups are very viable on ES. Highly recommended on ES as a general rule. But this Lorex setup, if you're in Apex at all, you're probably familiar with Lori. She's the creator of the specifics of this, I guess. Yeah, see, here we go. It looks like it might bounce down. Maybe we would get that scalp, but again, I want to take the trades that are much, much higher probability. Anyway, she doesn't recommend this specifically for ES, but all of the other trades that they teach, I think every single one of them is very viable on ES. I know a lot of people like ES because of the speed of movement. I've never traded YM before. This is actually my first time. So, all right, so we would have hit that entry if I was fairly loosey-goosey, and looks like we're getting pretty close to hitting that potential take profit, although we're coming back up here. For the record, my stop would be at 06 in that scenario. So hopefully that answers that question. But just take it one step at a time. It's very go here, go here, go here, go here, go here. And if you want to learn that Lorex, it's in the Wealth Summit training. So you would need to get access to that from them to learn the specifics of what I'm doing. Not that that's necessarily critical in terms of using the Apex system. One more. Here we go. 74 is that target. Remember, for that scalp. That would have been my target. Sorry for bouncing around. This is just the first time I've had an opportunity to talk about a real potential trade that would have been what Lori would call a lane 3 entry, which would call it a semi no-brainer, or a almost no-brainer. I can't remember her verbiage, but anyway. One tick away. What do you think? You think we got this? There it goes. Got it. Would have got it, to be fair. All right. Now, as you can see, this is no longer a whole lot of nothing. If this had come from this side, that would have been a great entry. And I probably would have considered trailing it if I was at the point where I was actually trailing. But still got to get my chops. Well, let's take a closer look. Yeah. It's definitely kind of had that uptrend, but we've got quite the reversal here going on. So maybe we bounce here, pick up a little steam, and blast through all of these levels up here. We'll see. Oh, my pleasure, Link. It's so funny. Yeah, everything's funny to me. I was planning on trading the trapped X boxes and the double trapped X boxes, or the filter trapped X boxes from Apex, and I was talking to Daryl because that was what I was trading a few years ago when I was trading, and I was familiar and comfortable enough with them and everything like that, and that was kind of the original plan. And Daryl says, look, I was talking to him, he says, look, you need to go in and do the Wealth Summit and get the trade from Lori. It's it. I mean, that's really where they are right now in terms of that. You know, look, everybody trades differently, so this isn't really fair to say. What it is if you are willing to take less trades, but want to take the more powerful trades, the more higher, I guess, the higher probability trades. That's the whole thing. If you've been around Apex for a bit, I guess Lori lives in a rural area like I do. She seems to have a lot of internet issues, and her internet could go down at any moment. So if she's in a trade and her internet goes down, all of her trade management is gone. So for her, the way that she has corrected this is through really focusing on taking very, very high probability trades. That way, if her internet goes down, and she's not able to do trade management until the until the trade gets done, she'll have her ATM strategy set up on there. So if something happens, she's got her outs, she's got her stops, but she's not overly worried about just having these major slaps in the face. So her whole thing is, I don't want to take a good probability trade. I want to take a great probability trade because, well, the worst case scenario is, we have a major problem. Oh, there we go. I had another entry, but it didn't show up until the very last second when it actually broke, and there's no way I would have gotten in that trade. Now, there is a retrace opportunity with this trade, which means that it's retracing now, and I could, in theory, get back in over here, because we did bounce off of big levels. There's some good stuff going on here, some good confirmation. So it would be completely viable to get back in here at 61 and take a scalp up to 70. I might even consider taking a further target closer to settlement. It makes me a little goosey, but, never mind. Wouldn't have gotten back in, so that's probably a good thing. All right, let's adjust. Okay. All right, so we're moving around quite a bit. So I'm going to take another quick break because the water's getting to me. I'll be right back, guys. Gotta love coming back and seeing that chart way down there, far beyond what I'm looking at. Okay, let's move this baby back up. Oh, looks like we would have had another entry here in a perfect world. No level here, so I wouldn't have taken it, at least not now. But it looks like that would have probably been a good thing, unless it just bounces right off that level and rises back up. Yeah, see, had I taken that, I would have gotten stopped out. Would not have been a good thing, which is why this in and of itself doesn't mean go. So we have a little love right here, potentially. And this looks like, in a perfect world, if I was actually going to take some trades today, if we get the flame, might be a good place to take it. And if that was the case, I'd take it at 77, exit at 85. But looks like we're probably not going to get the flame because we've come close to the end of that bar with, well, a whole lot of nothing. I mean, right off of it. Nope. Nope. Blasted through. Ah, because we have this right here. Oops. We are cleaning up this chart, aren't we? I had a weird thought. I used to make fun of my kids because they would go on YouTube and they would watch people play video games. Like Minecraft, which, I mean, I get the appeal to a certain extent, but that always just seemed like such a boring video game to me. So they would sit there on YouTube for hours. Well, for whatever time I would open it up for them. Anyway, they would sit there and they would just watch these people play these video games, and I'm having now a flashback to that as that guy. There was one guy that they really liked. His name was Stampy Longnose. He was a goofy British guy. Man, they loved that dude. I don't know. Maybe I'm the next Stampy Longnose of trading. Probably not, if we're being honest. I don't think I'm necessarily that entertaining, but hopefully I'm helpful. Yeah, we got a whole lot of nothing where we are. Man, there she goes. Maybe. Nah. Wants to pull back around that deviation, but I don't know. I don't know that I have that much faith in it really doing a major reversal off of that. Thank you, Jan. Okay, now look at that. As they say, stand corrected. That's a big thing in my family. They love it when I say I stand corrected, because I always expect it when my kids mess up that they acknowledge it. And got to lead by example, so I got to do the same thing. And man, they love it. My wife loves it too. She loves it when I utter those very special words. I stand corrected. Maybe not. Maybe not so corrected. A little pull back and a blast through, maybe? If it blasts through, where's it going to go? Oh my goodness. Struggling. He's definitely struggling. Alright. Let's see what else we have back here. Anything of significance? Ooh, not for a while. Alright. we got some stuff going on at that purple line. This may be an area of support, and it may be... If we get up here, that may be a pretty strong bounce. But we'll see. Again, don't take my word for it. This is just me exercising some of the stuff that I've learned, playing a little bit of guesswork. Now, if it does bounce off of that, I probably wouldn't take it past this blue line because it's tested it twice and does not seem to want to go through. That, if it bounced off of here, would be a heck of a run, so I don't think I'd be too terribly upset with that. If I do get a valid setup up here, I'd take it if I was taking trades. Again, just kind of watching today. But if we took a trade off of here, this doesn't seem to be a very aggressive level. It doesn't seem to be stopping too terribly aggressively here. So I might set my stop here and try to take it all the way down to here. But let's see if any of this even is a question for anything, because we would need a valid setup. And it looks like there is a potential for what would be a valid setup. If it is, the entry would be at 18, the scalp take profit would be at 10, and if I was trailing it, nope, let's see here. Does not look like it's going to be a valid setup, so this is all moot. But if it did, I was going to trail it. I'd take it past the red line, I'd set my stop a little behind it, and I'd try to take it all the way down to this area right here. Nope, no valid setup, so moot point. Unless we have a little bit of a pullback and then a reversal. We'll see. I'd like it anywhere in the range from this white bar down to the bottom of this purple bar. So if we bounce back up and test it and come back down, I'd be comfortable with that. Especially if another little white line or orange line popped off as soon as it was leaving. Again, that's all the indicator stuff, but if we bounce somewhere between here, so between 37 and 40, that would be extra potent. And yeah, we've hit it. Nope, man, blasted through. Never mind. Never mind. Ah, the beauty of trading. But what about here? Again, not something I'd take, but potential stuff here. Well, nothing very exciting going on right now. I used to wonder how these guys playing these video games and just horsing around would keep the conversation flowing. It just seemed like that was really the talent, not the video game, just to keep jibber jabbering through what they were playing. I guess it helped that they had like 5 people online and they could at least banter off of each other. It is really helpful for me when you guys are commenting, so I have something to bounce off of as well. But I'll try not to make it meaningless jibber jabber, but I make no promises. Let's see how meaningful this level is here. If I did get a valid entry off of bouncing off of this right here, I might like it enough for a small scalp, but that would be about it. But all things considered, I don't think we have everything that it's going to take to get that valid entry.
There's definitely a little something going on here. See, this is an okay entry. Again, this would be a scalp only, but it doesn't have the bright yellow, so I wouldn't definitely trail that under normal circumstances. But there is a potential. Take a scalp from 17 to 25. I like it well enough. I might have done it. And there it goes. Quick 9 ticks. And I think we might have a little slowdown here. And might have a valid big entry here. Nope. Seemingly not. Looked good. Would have gotten a scalp. But not a valid entry. Not a valid entry for me. Doesn't mean anything about you. A little bit of range going on here. Pretty clearly defined range points. Didn't quite make it up to the top of that range, and it blasted through the bottom. There you go. This here could pose a valid entry. Look at that. There's the glow. So if I was to get in here, I'd get in at 2. I'd probably set my target up at 31. If it takes it. I'd hide my stop behind the red line, but again, moot point, because nope. Oh man, we got nothing down here for a while. There are no long entries in sight, but there's a potential for a short entry up in this range here. Seems to be a highly respected set of levels over here. Although that might draw it further. That would probably be more likely. It may stop here and turn around. I think that one's more likely. It's trying to build up some steam. Take a lot of steam to get through all of that right there. A lot of steam. Looks like it is trying to gather up some steam, but it does not look like it's having much success. Says my gut. We don't trade on gut. We trade on facts. And we're getting close to, now about 25 minutes away from lunch, so we'll see if the big boys want to play before they take a break. Hey, how's my audio, by the way? The last time I tested this, it looked like my audio was delayed. Is my audio... let me do this. Oops. Is my audio in sync with my mouth? Or am I on a bit of a delay? Let me get back to my main screen. All right. We gathered up a little steam. We're making a push. It is in sync. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Jan. All right. Yeah, it looked like the last one was significantly off. Looked like one of those old Bruce Lee movies. It makes me crazy when I'm trying to watch something and that audio's off. All right. So we're up here in the range of where this might be a good bounce off level, or this might be a good bounce off level if it decides to turn around. If it turns around and gives me my little flame down here, that would be a great entry. And one that I'd probably try to take down to here. Does not look like it wants to give me an entry though. So, well, nope, no entry. I tried, but not enough. Doesn't mean it's dead. I can bounce back up off it again. Although that's kind of the third bounce over here. If it bounces off this one, I think we're good. This one might be a little dicey. Well, no, it just added some meat to it. I'd be happier if it bounced off this and then came back down, because that would just be the first bounce. Instead, it just wants to chop. And off she goes, no more chop. Well, I say no more chop. It's just past that chop level. It's kind of between here and here-ish. Mark, I haven't actually. This is my first day with a brand new strategy, and I kind of committed at the beginning that I wasn't going to take any trades today, but as I've been going through the process, I've actually been calling out where I would have, or where I would have at least been looking for a trade, where my targets would be, where my stops would be, etc., and so on. If you want to kind of go back through this after the fact, I'm just making this decision right now, but I mean, I'm trading in Sim, so it doesn't really matter. But tomorrow, I will take any trades that I see that would be good potential entries. So first day out, I don't know, a little nervous, a little goosey, and actually wanted to kind of just see what the market did, see how the setups presented themselves, because as I mentioned earlier, I haven't even paper traded. I haven't watched a chart with the setups that I have now. So, kind of didn't want to make a fool of myself, but I had a couple moments through here where I actually kind of made myself look good, so that made me happy. As I go through this, just a heads up, you'll see tomorrow as I start actually taking sim trades, you'll see my current position right now. Of course, it's 0 because I have not taken anything. But tomorrow, we'll see some green in sim, but it'll be green nonetheless. Hopefully, that's the idea. I'm about to wrap it up. I'm going to wrap up here at noon. Oh, my pleasure, Mark. Thank you for stopping in and joining along. This has been a lot more fun than I expected. Hopefully, it was good for you guys. I know Jan said that this was helpful. I appreciate that, Jan.
looks like it wants to create a little support here. We had some back here. We had some here. And, of course, that's why I wasn't taking trades today, guys. Prove myself wrong over and over and over. No, this is part of the process. Of course, there was no trade there that I would have taken. So it's really part of this is just eyeballing stuff to see where I would potentially take a trade if I got an entry signal. So, knowing when to follow through and when to maybe say, nah, not this time. That's really what I'm working on right now. So this has actually been really good for that. I wish we had seen a few more of these little flames. Really, let's see. There was kind of 3 back to back. I think 2 of those were horrible. Was that it? One of them looked good. So I think that really would have just been the one possible trade for the day. Yeah, I mean, these weren't just in the middle of some stuff. I mean, that one would have been fruitful, but I wouldn't have taken it because of where it sat. Oops, let's see here. Yeah, nothing over here that I'd want to take. And it's just a little too much mush going on over here. I mean, there's some significance to right here-ish, but still wouldn't take it. So what about you guys that are still on here? Any of you guys take any trades? Any of you guys had any action this morning? I'd love to hear about how you've done today. If it was good, pop a screenshot in there. Let's see what it looks like. One person left, so I scared everybody off with the screenshots. You don't have to do that. And I'm just waiting for the clock to tick at this point. Which I guess is probably a good indication that we're about done for the day. So I'm going to take this opportunity to thank everybody here who, yes, a good trader should be bored. Exactly. So I'm going to take this opportunity to thank you guys. Jan, you've stuck with me all day, it looks like. I think you're the only one who was here all day, or all session, I guess. Thank you for that. Great to see you on here. For those of you who come back in, watch the replay. I hope you got some good stuff out of this. Again, if you don't want to sift through what looks like, we're almost at 2.5 hours today. If you don't want to sift through 2.5 hours to see the good stuff, I will be doing a quick recap afterwards. I will take some screenshots and do some markups if I can figure out that portion of it pretty well. And I'm going to go with the areas that were exciting, where I... reconnection successful. Okay, well, apparently I had an internet glitch and I disconnected, but that was unintentional. From here, I'm off for the day. And if you want to get those recaps, just go to gactradingpro.com.
Scroll down to where you see access your free backstage pass. Put your name and email in there, and you'll get access to be able to check out the recaps of the day and check out the history day by day as you see fit. Thank you, guys. Love y'all, and God bless. Have a great day.